IPO, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, a very good morning and a warm welcome to all of you, very especially to those who are joining us on our Zoom platform as well. Sri Lanka's global human resource software solutions provider, hSenidBiz Solutions, brings you exciting news today. hSenid was founded in the year 1997 and today is a global Sri Lankan software solutions company specializing in the state-of-the-art HR solutions. They have diversified, ladies and gentlemen, into regions and countries and across the globe, and strongly in their presence in the Asia-Pacific and African region. hSenidBiz Solutions presently employs over 250 people and has contributed towards 4,000 individual tech journeys during its 25-year history. Today we have with us the chairman and the CEO who will take us through the legacy of its journey and also take us through the whole process of how hSenid has expanded into diverse options. hSenid alumni have gone to achieve great things and build successful careers in tech across Sri Lanka, in Australia, and in the UK as well. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to introduce you to the members of the head table. On my far right, we have the Chief Executive Officer of NDB Investment Bank, Mr. Darshan Pereira, the Group Chief Operating Officer and Head of Investment Banking, CLSA Holdings, Mr. Zakir Mohammed Ali. And then we have the Chairman of hSenidBiz Solutions Limited, Mr. Dinesh Sapramadu, the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Director for hSenidBiz Solutions Limited, Mr. Sampath Jayasundara, and the Chief Corporate Advisory Officer for NDB Investment Bank, Mr. Nilendra Veerasinghe. That's the members of the head table for you. And now to quickly take you through the quick flow of events for today's proceedings, we have a few speeches to take you through the journey of hSenid, products and strategies and the way forward. Thereafter, we have a quick panel discussion where you can send in your questions through the Zoom chat box. So please make use of the Zoom chat box. Now, to share with you the exciting news, I have the real pleasure of inviting the Group Chief Operating Officer and Head of Investment Banking for CLSA Holdings, Mr. Zakir Mohammed Ali.
Good morning to you all, and welcome to the launch of the initial public offering of hSenidBiz Solutions. With over 24 years of experience, hSenid has been a pioneer in the human capital management related software industry. The company has been specializing in emerging markets and is a leader in Sri Lanka with significant market share in its install base. hSenid owns intellectual property of its software platforms and has competed with global brands in securing large multinational clients due to the architectural agility of its platforms and also the comparative product offering. hSenid has a global presence in over 40 countries, serving over 1,300 clients, global clients with over 1 million users across 20 industries. hSenid is the first enterprise software service provider to seek a listing on the Colombo Stock Exchange. The company is uniquely positioned to grow with its 20-plus year track record, market position, focus on the APAC and African region, and healthy financial position and performance over the years. Over 48% of its revenue is recurring in nature, with over 90% of its revenue being dollar-linked, effectively shielding the company against the depreciation of the LKR. hSenid has been valued using conventional or traditional valuation metrics, making it at attractive market multiples, offering ample upside to potential investors. The IPO opens on 3rd of December, and we welcome you all to engage with us through this event and participate on hSenid's journey. Thank you.
hSenidBiz Solutions looks after the most important aspect of any business, its people. Over 1 million users in over 1,300 organizations across 20 industries in 40-plus countries trust our HR solutions as we empower people all over the world, providing solutions that adapt and keep pace with the changing needs in global business. hSenid Business Solutions envisions becoming the #1 global Sri Lankan in human resource information systems, servicing more than 1 million users. Our initial public offering gives you the opportunity to become a part of a true Sri Lankan global success story. Give a missed call to 0724 551 551 to obtain the prospectus to be a part of this global expansion. hSenid Business Solutions, empowering people the world over.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zakir Mohammed Ali, for taking us through and opening us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the announcement for you. So 3rd of December is when we open, and that's what we hope or look forward in your participation. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the address by the founder chairman of hSenid Business Solutions Limited, taking you through the journey and also talking about our future. Please put your hands together for Mr. Dinesh Saparamadu, founder chairman of hSenid Business Solutions Limited.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's with great pleasure and honor I welcome you all to the launch of hSenid Business Solutions initial public offering, the Investor Forum. It is a historic day for Sri Lankan IT industry. hSenid Business Solutions is a pioneer in HR and HR-related software. hSenid Business Solutions will be the first enterprise IT company to be listed in the Colombo Stock Exchange. And my sincere hope is that we will see many more IT companies coming to the Colombo Stock Exchange in the near future. As most of you know, IT industry has revolutionized the way we worked. We can see that in the past many decades, how it had really accelerated the work we do, as well as how we actually approach our work. The current pandemic that we had experienced showed how accelerated this digital transformation and the impact of IT was. To tell you a little story, this whole IPO that we are doing today was completely done 100% virtual, was completely online. And it's today only we met most of the panelists that you are seeing today. We have not seen them for the whole of the IPO that we started couple of months back. That shows the profound impact that information technology has in our day-to-day life and how business can be conducted virtually and effectively. As a nation, I'm a true believer that information technology will be the silver bullet for the crisis that we are facing currently, especially with the currency crisis that we are facing. I believe that if we get some of our new IT companies as well as the startups to work and build our products and services to the world market, coming out of this currency crisis would not be an issue. So let me take you through a couple of statistics in this area. I just want to talk about the ICT industry briefly. I'll talk about where we are today and as an industry where we are planning to be. So this year, we expect our revenues to be around $1.6, $1.7 billion. And we have almost 115,000 workforce in the industry. And we have about 500 plus IT companies. And our goal, this is the goal of SLASSCOM as an industry, is to become a $5 billion industry US dollar industry by 2025, and to have 200,000 direct employment in the IT industry, and have over 1,000 startups. And this is something we feel that can be done easily. With a little bit of focus and a little bit of hard work, I think we can achieve that. And the areas that we need to focus on, the areas that we see the highest growth, the areas like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, intelligent automation, or we call robotic processing, and products and platform. And hSenidBiz Solutions is involved in the product and the platform business. And Sampath, our CEO, will go through the details of the product and what we have been doing as an expansion. But for me, it is an opportunity to talk to everybody the huge benefit that we can get if we can get our act together and really work on focus on creating an industry that can be the #1 export industry in Sri Lanka. And currently, we are #4, but I think becoming #1 industry with 100% value addition is not too far away. So let me come back to hSenidBiz Solutions and what we have been doing in the last 24 years. Our story began almost 24 years ago with a very humble beginning with 3 employees. And today, as a group, we have more than 600 employees, and hSenidBiz Solutions is 250 plus employees. If you look at our current revenues, almost 50%, 48% of our revenue is recurring revenue. That means revenue that is guaranteed year on year. And 90% of our revenue is dollar linked, and we support 20 industries, and we are present in 40 plus countries. And we have a clientele of 1,300 global clients, and a total users of our system being 1 million plus users. So we have built a platform over the years that had really created the growth platform for us for the next decade. And that we see as one of the major strengths of hSenidBiz Solutions is the platform and the customer base that we have built, and the new services that we are going to launch on top of these services that we have currently. And Sampath will actually go through details of that. So I just want to take you through a little bit about our current ownership. So employees and the promoters own 37%. Then we have private equity and family officers that owns 14%. And then we have some of the individuals owning almost 27.1%. The most important part of this slide is about the commitment that our current investors have given for our IPO. The promoters plus our existing shareholders have given a commitment of a voluntary lock-in period of 6 to 12 months, which gives a great confidence in the company that the growth of this company is not now, it's also for the future. So with that, what I would like to do is actually to conclude just a snapshot of the company and what we are planning to do, but spend more time in going into the details of the product and some of the expansions that we are planning to do with the IPO. So thank you very much to listening to me. And if you have any questions, we'll be very glad to answer them. Please use your Zoom chat to send any questions that you have, any clarifications that you would like to do. And my only hope is that you do your research to become a shareholder of hSenidBiz Solutions. Please do your research and and have the commitment of being a part of a global Sri Lankan. We call ourselves an indigenous Sri Lankan company being
Senid
global.
Business
Thank you.
Solutions looks
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh Sapramadu, for taking us that. And to our audience, 48% revenue year on year, and we're talking about a company which is truly Sri Lankan and taking us global. 3 employees to 600 employees, vouching ourselves on our strengths as well. Ladies and gentlemen, now you've heard about the company, but a little bit of a landmark testimonial is what we're going to take you through now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, automated the human capital of Uganda government, a landmark achievement, I would say, as Senid transforms the human capital of the government of Uganda for recruitment and retirement as well. Now, to take you through the product presentation, the strategies and our vision and our way forward, and to cover on the financial aspects while listening and what are its valuations. To take you through all of that, we have the IPO presentation now, which will be done by the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Director of Senid Business Solutions Limited, Mr. Sampath Jayasundara, and the financial aspects will be covered by the Chief Corporate Advisory Officer of NDB Investment Bank, Mr. Nilendra Veerasinghe. First, we would like to invite Mr. Jayasundara to take over the podium.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining with us today. Very special day, physically as well as online. So first, I'll start with this Uganda project because it's a significant milestone, not only for Senid, but it's for the country. Why? 2 years back, somewhere around just before the pandemic, 2019, October end, we signed a contract with government of Uganda to automate the entire government HR and administration requirement from recruitment level to all administration process of any government in a Commonwealth country up to retirement and even after retirement, including pension management solution for pensioners. So after 2 years, this month, I don't know for whatever reason, is a historical month for Senid. There are 3 major things happening on the same month. One is November 17th, Uganda HR system went live with the Ministry of Public Administration Uganda and with all senior officials in Kampala. That is last week. So it's very significant because, like Dinesh mentioned, I would say 80 to 85% of activities of the project happen online. We sent a team. I only went to sign the agreement 2019 October end. Then we sent a Sri Lankan team to Uganda same month to start the requirement understanding session of Uganda government because this covers 235 government institutions, including military, and all other government organizations. And it covers 450,000 workforce within the government sector. That is why this project is significant. This project comes under Uganda Vision 2040, led by the government of Uganda some time back. They have already automated many of their systems, and HR is one significant system because it links with almost all other systems in Uganda and government-related areas. So we sent a team of Sri Lankans to go to Uganda, understand the requirement. Unfortunately, they got stuck in Kampala due to COVID. They couldn't come back on time, but they were in Uganda, on our own apartments and stuff like that. But then the development team from Sri Lanka, they were all working from home due to pandemic. They start the engineering work, designing work, development work from Sri Lanka. Then we sent another team only in 2021, October, mid-October, for go-live activities. It's a very significant thing because that is why I told you 80 to 85% of project activities happen digitally, online. Now there's a team in Kampala for post-go-live activities, not only Sri Lankans, but there are a few Ugandans working in the team now to let's say language issues and to sort out some of other issues. So that is why I told you this is a very significant thing. Second significant things you will get to know very soon. One of the biggest Sri Lankan company trusted us again, gave us a new order to upgrade their system from on-premise system where we have implemented in their environment to complete cloud-based software as a service implementation. It's almost $500,000 business that also we conclude few weeks back. And the third significant point is IPO. So in our history, this is again another very significant event. Almost after 25 years, we are going public with our strengths. So as Dinesh mentioned, we are a product company. IP owned by hSenidBiz Solution is a Sri Lankan non-IP. So product company, there's a product journey. Product journey always starts with exploring new opportunities. We have a research and development team working full-time. So they explore new things. Our environment is open for just pass-out graduates to well-experienced individuals working with hSenid to explore and come up with new ideas, new product innovations. Once you complete that exploration stage, products are moving to growth stage with a product roadmap to grow that particular product with a sizable investment. From growth stage, we are moving to these products after careful evaluation with a market entrance to core product stage. At hSenid at the moment, we have few significant core products. One is our People's HR platform. It is an end-to-end HR system, starting from recruitment to onboarding to personal file management, leave management, attendance management via geofencing and stuff like that. Then the recruitment management, training management, up to talent management framework, strategic areas of HR. So it is an end-to-end HR solution. We are covering all aspects, operational, tactical, and strategic HR areas within the HR and administration domain. So this is the core product, People's HR, owned by hSenidBiz Solution Limited. There are two offerings with the same solution. One is the on-premise offering where companies will buy license, product license. So we go and implement in their environment. We configure to satisfy their user requirements, and then customer can start using it. From Sri Lankan Airlines to most of banks to insurance companies to large conglomerate to use our solution as a fully fledged HR solution. Second offering from hSenid is the cloud version. That is the same solution goes on to cloud as a software as a service offering, where our client will not buy the solution. They will start the solution after hSenid team configuring the solution as per their requirement. They will keep on paying monthly or annual subscription for usage, per employee subscription for usage. That enable even a smaller company, even 25 to 30 employee companies to come on board because they don't have to invest large values to buy license. They can just pay per employee rate per month from their operational cost and get on board with the HR system. That's a beauty. So the same People's HR platform, we have two offerings, on-premise offering and the cloud offering. Third solution is tracking solution, because employee tracking is an essential part of HR and administration process. So we track all employee movements, There are finger scanning to face recognition to temperature detection during COVID time, geofencing, because you all know Salesforce, insurance agents, they go to different regions, so you have to locate their movements. So it's a complete end-to-end tracking solution we provide as a complete solution, plug into our HR solution. That we extend up to providing IoT solution, Internet of Things solutions, where sensor-driven devices will capture data, connect with cloud environment, pass it to customer environment for whatever information requirements for decision-making purposes. So we provide complete end-to-end Internet of Things solution with our tracking area. Fourth solution is our HRO, human resource outsourcing, where our existing customers want us to undertake some of the HR and administration processes and to deliver as outsourced services. So company can today outsource their payroll to hSenid, where we will collect data from the system. This is a complete system-driven function. We collect data implemented at client side or on cloud. We process that data into overtime to salary to advance to whatever. And we directly pass that information to the bank and do seamless bank transfers. So it's an end-to-end human resource outsourcing service we provide. We start providing these services in Sri Lanka, but now we extended that services to other regional countries like Cambodia to Myanmar to Bangladesh to Brunei to Singapore, Sri Lanka, Maldives, regional countries. We have extend our services to region as well. These are the core products. As I told you earlier, growth product stage, we have 3 solutions, PeoplesHR Turbo. That is the same solution, do-it-yourself product, or otherwise self-service product, where a smaller company come online, subscribe online, sign up, and do basic configuration to suit your requirement, and start the solution from day one. It is a do-it-yourself product or self-service product for a smaller company. So you already entered to Indian market with PeoplesHR Turbo. India market is huge, as you all know. So we are targeting roughly around 200 employee size companies with the Turbo product, because they are capable of doing implementation on their own and get into HR system using from day one. On the other hand, we have a social network called Jura. That's a complete enterprise social network for employees to engage online. Especially during COVID time, this is a very important and essential solution. Employee can collaborate, employees can learn, employees can share, employees can appreciate through Jura platform. It's a social network. Third product, one of the most interesting product for the future, that is the PeoplesHR Marketplace. PeoplesHR Marketplace is a business-to-business marketplace. That's a global trend as well. So we offer customers more than 1,300, more than 1 million user base, a platform for them to connect and access to many third-party solutions. Third-party solution can be doctor online, third-party solution can be e-learning solution, or any other services which employee or the company will benefit. So we are already connected more than 30 solutions on PeoplesHR Marketplace. Our expectation is during next 24 months to build the marketplace to bring on board more than 100 applications. And there's another layer called service layer. We want to onboard service providers into service layer to provide consulting services, HR consulting, analytics, and various services for HR, advisory services as well. Third layer, we are opening promotion layer, where our existing customers can run different promotions within our network. More than 1 million user base, more than 1,300 customer base, they can run promotions, B2B promotions, and B2C, because employees are onboarded with the same platform. Fourth area is the CSR. So yet to come, so whatever CSR activities we are doing, employees, customer employees and companies can engage. So those right now as growth products, this will be the future. We will convert some of these products to core area going forward. Our research and development team is exploring various solutions. Future, we will introduce certain products to growth stage to core product stage. If you look at our numbers, our order booking, year on year, it's growing. 2020, there's a spike that is because of signing of Government of Uganda business. But otherwise, we have steady growth in new deal booking. On the other hand, our numbers when it comes to gross profit margins and net profit is growing year on year. We have very healthy financial situation during last 5 years or so. If you look at our contribution point of view, revenue contribution, last year financials, 51% contribution from Sri Lanka, and 24% from African region, and 25% from APAC region, Asia Pacific region. We expect overseas revenue component to grow up to 60% during next 5 years, even though there's a big potential in Sri Lankan market to grow further. If you look at our clientele, we acquire more than 400 new accounts during last 4 years. Look at the manufacturing sector, all big manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka are our customers, including Brandix 2, Omega Line 2, Ansell 2, EIM Maliban 2, Timex Garments 2. You name it's part of the customer base. Look at financial institutions like Sampath Bank 2, one of the initial bank trusting on us, early 2000 era, HSBC 2, Hatton National Bank, NTB, Nation Trust Bank, NSB. These are some of the banks, DFCC Bank, most of leading banks are our customers. Most admirable companies recently presented, 7 out of 10 are our customers. So that shows the trust on hSenid, our journey during last so many years. Our retention rates are over 95%. The projects we implement way back in year 2000, still with us. Some customers went back with global solution, came back and signed with us. One is Shell Gas, one of the initial accounts we started so many years back. Now back again, Litrogas is our customer. Not only in Sri Lanka, we serve many financial institutions across Sri Lankan borders. If you look at Citibank, local bank in Bangladesh, Edelweiss Financials in India, DFCU Bank in Uganda, Centenary Bank in Uganda, NIC Bank in Kenya, Faulu Bank in Kenya, Old Mutual Bank in Kenya, all our customers. So that is the strength. We operate in 40 countries and we are serving more than 1,300 customers. For hSenid future, our growth story, our market development becomes very critical. We just start the journey, market development journey with our partner network. You all know we have presence in 2 critical regions, that is Africa and Asia Pacific region. Asia Pacific region, we consider India as one critical continent, because of the size of the company and the large employee bases and the number of companies available in India. So all these 3 regions, we sell our product and services through our partner network. You all know Microsoft is not directly selling their product and services. They always sell through their distribution network and the reseller partner network. We do the same thing. We have appointed distributors in these 2 regions, APAC as well as African region. We have a reseller network across these regions. Even if you look at India, we have partners to represent us in India. Some of these partners, they sell where we implement. Some partners, they sell and they are capable of implementing our solution in those respective regions as well. A simple example, we have partner in India, then Bangladesh, Philippines. They can sell and they are capable of implementing our solution in those regional countries. So we are expanding our partner network in these 3 regions during next 3 to 5 years. That's our plan. Global expansion plan is through our partner development. So they will sell our product, they will implement our product, they will represent us in those regions and countries, and they will support our customers locally. So that's a game plan. So Africa, again, we are very strong. Some of the countries We are a choice now, becoming a choice. As I told you, like, country like Kenya, Uganda, we are becoming very strong, implemented many large corporates in those two countries. On the other hand, with the implementation of government of Uganda, our services we can extend to Commonwealth countries operating in the region, because Commonwealth countries' practices are more or less same. So with less effort, we can cover many government organizations where most of African region governments are still either manual or half-baked solutions. So opportunity base is huge in that region. Third area is Asia-Pacific region. We are becoming a strong player in the region, from Bangladesh to Maldives to Cambodia, Myanmar, Philippines, Brunei, Thailand, Singapore, Australia. So we are acquiring new accounts in the region. That is how we are getting roughly last year financials, 25% of revenue from the Asia-Pacific region and 24% revenue from African region. So purely this regional development will happen through partner network development. At the same time, we are eyeing to acquire 2 to 3 companies in these 2 regions. IPO proceeds, we are planning to invest on these areas. We want to acquire 1 company in African region and 2 in the APAC region to grow faster and make our presence in this region strongly. On the other hand, looking after our existing customers and giving them more. We have built the B2B platform, as I told you, People's HR Marketplace. With the marketplace, we are bringing all third-party solution integrate to People's HR platform. With that, customer, we can create a winning story for customer, third-party service providers connected with People's HR, and hSenid. People's HR platform will get a steady revenue going forward. Because each and every sign-up customer the company is doing, we are getting a revenue. So partner is benefiting, customer is benefiting, and hSenid is benefiting. This will increase the stickiness of our customers. It's already about 90% retention rates, but we want to keep going that strong journey with hSenid. So I'd like to invite Nilendra to continue the finance side so that we can get into the Q&A.
Thank you, Sampath. Once again, a very good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Focusing on the IPO itself, roughly 700 million will be raised via the IPO, 692 million to be precise, issuing almost slightly above 55 million new ordinary voting shares at a per share price of 12 rupees and 50 cents. Out of these proceeds, 202 million rupees will go into the product development initiatives that the company CEO Sampath just mentioned, together with the People's HR Marketplace, the platform product, which will really enhance customer stickiness and the network effect around the company's products. Another 140 million rupees of the IPO proceeds are earmarked to develop the partner network. The partner network is essentially the channel strategy or the distribution strategy that a software product company like hSenid would use to have presence and cater to clients across the globe. So in those target markets, there's an aggressive partner development strategy, which is ongoing, which will be beefed up further with the expenditure of IPO funds. And thirdly, 350 million of funds to be invested to acquire essentially legacy or companies with strong customer bases, but legacy technology, old technology, where hSenid's state-of-the-art, best-in-class technology can be plugged in and convert or migrate those customers into the hSenid Business Solutions or People's HR family. So all in all, the offer size itself is a 100% fresh issue of shares, with the company taking in the entire proceeds and investing for growth. A 20% stake is on offer to the public through the IPO, and at the 12 rupees and 50 cents per share valuation or offer price, the company would have a 3.5 billion post-IPO market capitalization once listed on the stock exchange. Now, so we have a Sri Lankan company that is going beyond its borders, has already established presence in 40 countries, competing with global giants, focused on APAC and Africa. The question is, how do you value this company? To start with, we look at what are the similar companies, peers out there, starting from names like Cornerstone to Humanica to PayGroup, Workday. So as financial advisors, we've looked at the peer set. And I must say those numbers, the valuation metrics are startling. Trailing price-earnings ratio, that's market price per share divided by earnings per share, median is about 49.4 times. 49.4 times. Forward price-earnings ratio, that is market price per share divided by immediate forward financial year earnings per share, is about 37 times. Sales multiples, about 5.8 times. Now, we do understand that hSenid being the first enterprise software company listing on the Colombo Stock Exchange, it's a novel category, it's a novel offering, and it would take some time for our investors to get familiarized with the kind of valuations that are seen in highly scalable, high-growth industries like this around the world. So we've used traditional, conventional valuation metrics like discounted cash flow to value the company despite the extremely high multiples that you see out there. So essentially, it's a tech company based on not tech company valuations, but rather traditional cash flow valuations. And based on this, we've arrived at a valuation per share of roughly 15 rupees, 14 rupees and 70 cents to be precise, which offers an 18% upside based on conventional valuation metrics. Price-earnings ratio compares to the very high multiples in the peer set of 49 trailing. hSenid at 12 rupees and 50 cents will be 13.2 times, and a forward weighted average multiple of 10.5 times. Also 2.5 times, or 2.4 times to be precise, on sales compared to almost 5.8, more than double, where the peer set is trading at. So to wrap up my presentation in terms of key investment highlights, I would like to leave you with 4 phrases, which forms the fundamental 4 pillars for the attractiveness of this IPO. Number 1, focus. Number 2, hard currency. Number 3, growth. And number 4, margins. On number 1, the company, in terms of its scope of products, is focused on human capital management software. Focus not just in terms of product scope, but also in terms of markets. APAC, Asia Pacific, and Africa being those focus markets. And the company estimates that the total addressable market size in these 2 regions alone is $10 billion. That's a huge industry for a fast-growing company like hSenid to capitalize on. Point number 2, hard currency. 90% of the cash flows or the revenues of the company are dollar-linked. And in an environment where naturally investors pose a lot of questions about the currency impact, particularly given the challenges we as a country are facing right now, this offers a very significant differentiator. And with the 95% retention rates, with a strong focus on R&D, about 140 million per annum in R&D investments, these cash flows, these dollar revenues will only grow as they compete more vigorously in the global arena. Point number 3, growth. The company has a non-linear business model, and this is the case with software product-based companies where the business model is software as a service, or we refer to as SaaS as an acronym. So all the hard work that the company does in terms of acquiring clients, provided there is high retention, and in hSenid's case, 95% stays on as sticky customers, providing near guaranteed revenues into the future. So the revenue curve grows exponentially. So this provides a very high growth trajectory that no other conventional or traditional business could offer. And then the margins, 54% gross margins, 22% net margins. These are eye-popping and seen in not many industries. Again, software products and hSenid's execution of their strategy has really resulted in these significant margins and ROEs of in excess of 30%, which is extremely attractive to any potential investor. So with that, I invite all of you to participate and invest in this IPO and be a part of this great Sri Lankan indigenous growth story that is making its mark around the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Mr. Sampath Jayasundara and to Mr. Nilendra Veerasinghe for taking us through that fantastic presentation on the finer details of hSenid Solutions, Business Solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, you can please now send in your questions into the chat box and we'll be happy to take you through them. We have Mr. Nilendra Veerasinghe who will take you through the Q&A session.
Thank you. I would like to first open the floor for questions from our distinguished invitees here today. We've already received several questions online as well. I'll channel that subsequently. Over to you. Can we have a FM mic, please?
What exactly do you mean by dollar-linked revenues? Because it seems that 52% of your money comes from Sri Lanka, so I'm assuming you get paid in rupees.
So dollar-linked means that we invoice them in dollars, and then we actually convert at the point of payment. The main reason for that is because all our hosting and everything is actually hosted on Amazon and Azure servers, where our cost for those servers that we have to pay in dollars. So that's why it's mean dollar linked, because you invoice in dollars and then you actually convert it at the point of payment.
So cash flow wise, how much do you receive? Because the Ugandan would be in dollars, I'm assuming.
So that's 50% is actually coming from
48% comes in dollar revenue and 52% comes in rupee revenue. Once you convert it to rupee and correct the money.
Also, could you speak a bit about your dividend payout history?
Sorry?
Your dividend payout policy and history?
Yeah, so we have actually put it in the, I think, prospectus. You will see that, you know, we are looking at a dividend payment, and I think we will have a balanced dividend payment policy going forward, both for growth as well as, you know, we are looking at, you know, the years that we will actually have a balanced dividend payment policy going forward. That means that we will actually look at, you know, both dividend as well as growth. So we will look at, you know, how we will actually manage it depending on the years and the investment that we are planning to do. So we will have a dividend payment, but it will be decided depending on the growth for that particular year and the requirements of the growth capital that we would need. Yes, we have paid dividends in the past.
When was the last year?
Sorry?
When was the last year?
Every year, for the last 3 years, we have been paying dividends. So the way that we are planning to do is that these are for the acquisitions that we are planning to do, because currently also our Singapore is our regional headquarters for hSenid Business Solutions, and we've been actually using Singapore as a acquisition plan for the region. So even currently our activities, actually the regional activities have been, some activities are invoiced through Singapore itself. And also I think in time to come on this current, what's happening is temporary. I think what's going on with the investment outside, and I think once that is been gone through or lifted, I think we will use the Sri Lankan entity also to send funds outside. I think currently we are all very supportive of what the government is doing, and we need to really make sure that you know, we support the government during this time of currency crisis. But I think once we get over that, I'm sure we will be able to kind of government will be very positive to send outside to kind of acquisitions and growth of IT companies.
Can I please request you to use the FM mic, please, so that viewers online can hear the questions?
The Ugandan project, is that your first government project on that particular, in terms of solutions. Based on that, are you all pitching for other similar projects?
Yeah, if you really look at, this is not the first project we started government sector. So especially African region, we have done a similar project in Public Service Commission, Kenya. At the same time, we start our African journey with Capital Market Stock Exchange, Tanzania. So we have experience working with government organizations. We understand the government requirement. Especially one important point is actually the Commonwealth countries, government sector practices are very similar. So that is one advantage because we have worked in Sri Lanka as well. We understand the Commonwealth practices here in Sri Lanka as well. So that gave us the strength to go and understand their customer requirement better. So the opportunity side, on the other hand, now since this is live, this is one of the most successful projects happening in Africa at the moment. So that will open up new opportunities in the region because we already did our research work, like, there are about potential 18 country governments. That's the opportunity base. So we can go and implement the same solution in these regional countries as well if we get opportunity. So our business development teams are working with partners in the region and to reach some of these government sector projects, bid for government, some of the government sector projects. Upside is very high.
Interesting. Do you see Sri Lankan government having a similar system, or how are we managing the HR?
At the moment, there are certain things happening. Actually, there are certain government organizations use even our solution. There's a plan to extend that to the whole country. Let's see how things are moving, because government also in the process of digitizing government sector organization. There's a digitization plan. So we also part of that overall digitization plan as well.
Any further questions from the audience? Yes, please.
You mentioned 40 product of 40 industries, 40 industries, right? No, 20 industries, 40 countries. What are the real growth, growth markets in terms of potential? There are so many products. Where do you see future growth coming?
Yeah, the beauty of our solution is actually it is not an industry-specific solution. Now, if you look at manufacturing sector, we are very strong in manufacturing sector. So now, simple example, Bangladesh. We went into Bangladesh market maybe 18 months back. So we already acquired more than 10 accounts in Bangladesh. Some of them are pretty big organizations. Now 2 weeks back, we signed up with General Pharmaceutical. So that is one of the largest companies in Bangladesh. And we are already working with a couple of large manufacturing companies in Bangladesh. So the areas like Chittagong, it's huge. Manufacturing sector is huge. So the upside is huge. Same time, we sign up with companies like Citibank in Bangladesh. It's a financial institution. So local Citibank, not the global Citibank, because Bangladesh, there's a local Citibank, very strong bank. So it is not a sector-specific product. But I would say we are very strong in manufacturing, banking and finance, then the government sector, now with the experience we have, and then the retail, because retail, if you look at Sri Lanka, Keels to Cargills to Abans to Softlogic to most of Odell to most of retail companies we serve, even in the region Gill Capital. We operate we work with Gill Capital because Gill Capital is the franchise owner of H&M brand. So we work with Gill Capital to do a regional service. They are in multiple countries. So they use our solution to support the multi-country requirement. So I would rather say this is actually multi-country, multi-currency solution rather than an industry-specific solution. So a company who operates in the region, APAC region, they can easily get into our solution and expand their services regionally. Now, the example, African region, we work with a company called Style Industries. They're actually a hair addition company, one of the largest manufacturing companies in the region. They are part of Godrich Group as well. So they use our solution in multiple countries in African region. So that's an upside. So I won't say it's a industry-specific solution, but we have different solution. A simple example, as I told you, government sector, we have PeoplesHR Gov. So there are differences in that solution. So we have SME sector, we have PeoplesHR Turbo for smaller companies, especially India, and like we already launched in India. We are planning to launch in Sri Lanka and Brunei very soon, hopefully end of this month. And same time, like Bangladesh and few other markets as well. So that is the SME sector. So it is not industry specific, but we cover like bigger segment.
Okay, with that, I'll take a few questions that have been posted on the Zoom platform. One question is on what is the contact number to get hold of the prospectus? The prospectus and all the related documentation will be made available starting today online at ipo.hSenidBiz.com. Alternatively, any interested investor could give a missed call to this number. We will drop that number in the chat box as well, 0724 551 551. By giving a missed call, you can get an SMS with all the relevant details on how to get hold of the prospectus and application forms. There's a question about the composition of the board of directors. Dinesh, can I channel that to you?
Senid Business Solutions board is actually comprised of both Sampath and I as executive directors, and then we'll have independent directors. We'll have Madhu Ratnayaka, Malinga Asukularatne, and Anarkali Munasinghe, and Apurva Udeshi, and Dishnira Sapramadhu will be on the board of Senid. So we'll have, I think with the prospectors, you will actually see that. And most of them are very, very experienced members, and we have actually, they're joining the Senid Business Solutions board mainly because of certain areas of expertise that we would need to be able to kind of expand what we are doing in the next couple of years.
There is one question on the valuations. I'll probably direct that to Darshan. You have used a peer sample and shown their multiples, but mentioned that it hasn't been used in the valuation. Can you please explain why?
Yes, as Nirendra highlighted that the presentation, unfortunately in Sri Lanka we haven't had any, we don't have any tech companies listed, so we were forced to look at the region. And when you look at the region, we looked at peer companies across US, UK, Southeast Asia, and saw that the multiples, the PE multiples are significantly high. As Nirendra highlighted, the trailing PEs are around 40, 50 times, and forward PEs are also around 30, 40 times. So those are quite high. Of course, those are the PE multiples that generally tech companies trade at. Of course, being conservative and coming up with conventional valuation techniques, we looked at discounted cash flow based valuations, and so based on that we saw there is a minimum of 18% upside. But what we feel is we didn't want to confuse this market because with that being the P multiples be the primary valuation. But so we came up with a primary valuation based on DCF, and in our research report we presented the P-based multiples as a second valuation technique. So once it is listed, we believe there is significant upside for the investors to gain a significant capital gain as a result of this mismatch in the P multiples between Sri Lanka and the other regions when it comes to tech companies.
Thanks, Darshan. One question for probably Dinesh or Sampath. This is on the international projects that Senid has done. We noticed that Senid has been able to win large contracts, including the one for the Ugandan government. Whom do you compete with in these transactions?
Yeah. So globally, we compete with global leaders like Oracle, SAP, Likewise, there are many leaders in those markets. And also, when you look at the particular region, there are regional players as well. So you have to compete with the global leaders. At the same time, regional players when you are competing in multiple regions. So we are successful because our product depth is very high. That is number one. On the other hand, agility. So we are very flexible. So within our product, you can configure the product very easily to suit government level or a company level requirement. So that is why even large corporates working with us who operate in multiple regions easily can use our products for their HR and HR related activities.
Thank you, Sampath. I think there are multiple questions on how to apply the process. I'll not go into details, but ensure that all those details are included in the chat box, and you can find it online at ipo.hSenidBiz.com, where applications are accepted starting today online. There's a question on the IT industry. I'll probably channel that to Dinesh. What do you think about the future of the IT industry in Sri Lanka, and what are your views on the availability of industry professionals?
So this is my favorite question. So I think, like I mentioned, IT industry for me is the silver bullet for Sri Lanka. And if you really look at the potential of the IT industry is huge. The estimates is that we need between about 18 to 21,000 IT professionals a year. And currently, combined with everybody, that means the private, the government, and with all the other institutes, we only produce about 9,000, 9 to 10,000 a year. So there is already a deficit of almost, again, about 10 to 11,000 IT professionals a year, which is huge. Because if you look at currently, like I mentioned during my presentation, we have about 115,000 IT professionals a year for currently working in the industry. And the requirement is 200,000 by 2025. That means we need another 85,000 professionals in the next couple of years. So with that numbers is how this 20,000, 21,000 actually came into play. So what I mean, which means that I would actually encourage everybody, whether it's your parents, your children, to kind of look at how you can actually get into this industry. And getting into this industry doesn't mean that you can actually just go through the normal channel of kind of going through whether it's going through your normal higher, going through diplomas, higher diplomas, and degrees. We can also do parallel. So somebody who had done finance or who is in the hospitality industry now can actually move into the IT industry, because you can become domain experts, you can become certain analytics, you can get into data science. There are certain initiatives going on that what we call nano degrees. We are trying to kind of encourage people to take these world-recognized nano degrees, and there are quite a lot of initiatives going on with SLASCOM and others to kind of encourage this. So our plan is in the next 5 to 6 years to kind of really build this capacity. And as I said at the very beginning or during my initial comments, if we do this, having $5 billion industry and even more than that, it's not a pipe dream. I think we can definitely do that, and the industry is very, very capable of being able to achieve that.
Thanks, Dinesh. There's a question to the investment bankers. We'll probably take this and one more, given the limitation of time. I'll direct that to Zakir. What is the current level of demand for the IPO, particularly from the institutional investors, and what sort of allocations will be there for retailers?
So we have seen very strong demand for the IPO, both from foreign and local institutional investors. It's encouraging to see in the current environment foreign institutions still looking at investing in Sri Lankan IPOs, and given the uniqueness of this company, they are looking to come in to this IPO because it's the first of its kind to list on the CSC. In terms of allotments, as you know, there's a stipulated allotment criteria for IPOs under 3 billion. 40% will be allocated to retail investors, which is application value of 100,000 and below, 10% to unit trust, and the balance 50% to non-retail. Within the balance 50%, we have retained for the directors to decide maybe up to a 25% within that 50% as preferential allotment to institutional investors.
Thanks, Zakir. I'll pick one more question that has come to us online. When is secondary market trading expected to happen? Darshan, do you want to take that?
Yes, so we are opening the issue on the 3rd of December. So there is a process when it comes to processing of applications, doing the allotments, uploading the CDS accounts. So we expect the shares to be trading around the 20th of December. So that would be that's our plan. So hopefully we'll be able to keep to that expectation.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your engagement and participation. Let me now hand it over back to our MC.
Thank you very much to Mr. Nirendra Veerasinghe and to everyone who joined us online and who are present here with us today for sending in your questions. The IPOSenidBiz.com will be the email address where you can send into, and the rest of the details, the team will be happy to get in touch with you by simply you sending a message. Thank you to the members of the head table for joining us here this morning, and to each and every one of you. Until we see you next time, stay safe and wear the mask. Thank you.